Good morning. My name is Hashish Shafi. I work with an organization called Somali Action Alliance. The project I'm involved is called Economic Democracy. Removing barrier to money transfer from Minnesota to Somalia. Last 22 years, the Somalia has not had any government, in central government, no financial institutions. Only economic support our people was getting was the money that we sent back home to survive, to our loved ones that were left back home in Somalia. Unfortunately, last August, humanitarian crisis happened in Somalia, famine has been hit, and hundreds of thousands of Somalis have been lost their lives. Locally here last November, the last bank that served the Somali money transfer have shut down their accounts, and there's no way we could send any more money to our loved ones that we came from, and that also increases many people to die for no reason, while I'm still making money down here, and I cannot send the money to back home in Somalia. While my mom and my sisters and brothers and loved ones are struggling and surviving and dying for starvation, while I'm still making money down here. So that's the access of banks that we're looking for, and that's why also we need more of your support to work with us, how the economic financial system will work for us. Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Lori Knudsen. I'm a recovering healthcare administrator. My project may seem big, but it's to create a social architecture for health, not healthcare. So it's really looking at, if we think about the fact that half of the bankruptcies in the U.S. are based on medical expenses, but 85% of physician visits are based on lifestyle choices. How do we influence that 85% of lifestyle choices? And so it really is about knowledge. First, it's insight and awareness. Then it's knowledge, skills, tools, and a sense of self-confidence. So that's what I'm trying to build.
Good morning. I'm Jim Ratu. Let me introduce my cohorts, Patricia, Neil, and Spectra Myers in the back. What we're looking for is how do nonprofits be more impactful in moving the needle of social change? What we're looking for is what systems and structures, processes and procedures might be limiting us, and if we tweak them, we can increase our effectiveness. Now, Patricia, Spectra, and I, we're just a sort of an eclectic group of people interested in social integration. What we're looking for is across the sector, not subject specific. And what we hope to identify is the one or two levers that we can pull that will give us a paradigm shift and increase the effectiveness of individual nonprofits. That's what we're looking to investigate.
Everybody, I'm a little nervous, so take my time a little bit. My name is Jerome Brown. This is Terrell Johnson, my operational manager, and we exist since 2004. And what we do is work with youth and gangs. We exist to save lives and change the mindset of urban youth. And some of the things that we do are we do mediations, job development. Some of the classes we do are.
What we do is take a holistic approach to intervention, whereas we look at the inside, we engage these youth and do transformative change for the inside out. We all know that true transformation starts from the inside out, so that's what we do. We look at the core, and what we do is cause them to look at themselves and look at why they perpetuate violence, not only against themselves, but against their communities as a whole. So that's what we do as an organization.
Good morning. I'm Kim Borden, Director of Programs at the Women's Foundation of Minnesota, and here today to talk to you about ending the prostitution of girls in Minnesota. That child prostitution is an issue so far from our public consciousness that even the mere mention of it results in denial and shock. But unfortunately, it's true that girls are being bought and sold for sex in our state. in the land of 10,000 lakes, Minnesota. The FBI has identified the Twin Cities, in fact, as one of the 13th largest centers of trafficking in the United States, which is why the Women's Foundation and many others have joined in launching Minnesota Girls Are Not for Sale, a campaign, a $5 million 5-year effort to galvanize resources to end the sex prostitution and trafficking of girls in our state. We've done that. We've joined our grantees, we've joined advocates, law enforcement, multi-jurisdictional partners in many efforts to do this. And our goals are to redefine victims, girls as victims, not criminals, and ensure holistic success. And I'll tell you much more about it if I invite you to join me.
Just in support of that project, I'd like us all to say, Minnesota girls are not for sale.
Minnesota girls are not for sale.
No human beings are for sale.
No human beings are for sale.
Thank you, Kim, we got you wrong. Next project, ensuring that all new affordable housing built in Minnesota is green. I don't know how to say your name. I'm culturally incompetent.
Jana Flisrand.
Jana, see, I would have botched it. Thanks.
My name is Jana Flisrand, and our partners are ensuring that all affordable housing, not just the new stuff, is built to green standards. And we're funders, nonprofit and public, who provide funding to affordable housing projects. And we want that housing to be green, both to provide healthy, affordable to operate homes that support the needs of the people living in them, and also to provide good stewardship of the limited public funds we have to invest in that housing. So we're able to set funding requirements and standards, provide technical assistance, but we're also setting our standards higher and higher and higher as we go. So we expanded from new construction to rehabilitation. Now we want to also get at existing housing. We had requirements, now we're looking at verification. So the end goal is that all the affordable housing in Minnesota is healthy, energy and water efficient, and in good places to live.
The next project is exploring community-controlled finance and wealth building with Trey Thomas, Sol Ross, and Shay.
Shay's going to speak for us.
Why not?
Good morning. My name is Trey Thomas. Hello. And I'm part of a small group of individuals in my community, which I'm exactly from Minneapolis, that we are currently working to get a black-owned and facilitated credit union in Minneapolis. There's a lot of money that goes through our community. It's about $2.2 billion a year. $4.2 billion a year. And there's a lot of power in those numbers. And my community is really disenfranchised and spread out. And I want to help with, helping with money and getting our money behind us, and our bar behind us, so that we can have a stronger voice in our community and in the world.
Right. Yeah. My name is Deborah McLaren and Kent Gustafson and Ronnie Bhattacharya right there. Part of our goals are due to our economic crisis in the United States. It's forced us to really change our perceptions of business and jobs. So, and that's especially true in rural Minnesota, where farmers and other people are really working to maintain, just to hang on. So the local flavor is a for-profit social enterprise here in Minnesota, and we work to celebrate and promote and strengthen micro-enterprise and small businesses that are part of our local flavor, and that's local food, local art, culture, heritage, and slow travel. We say slow travel, it's sort of like slow foods. I don't know if you're familiar with that movement, but it's time to relax and sit down.
This is a competitive group, feeling the pressure. I'm Tracy Fishman with Accountability Minnesota. I'm here with my organizational partners, Andriana and Nicole from Sunrise Community Banks and LISC, Twin Cities LISC. And there's a lot of overlap in a number of our breakout sessions. Rooted in our work is economic justice. We know that there's a flourishing industry that's a predatory marketplace of $4 billion that are targeted towards low-income people. So we use our hooks of community development, free tax assistance, and financial services to hook people and bring them in the door. We move people towards financial and economic security through our various services and systems-level work. We believe that we need to take a de-siloed approach. We work holistically, and we try not to bundle we try to bundle our services so that they're not siloed. So this notion of containers is really something that we're in some ways trying to move against. So we try to approach our work holistically and to work in partnerships both with other organizations and with the people that we serve. Thank you.
Next, building accessibility and infrastructure for local food systems.
Hello, my name is Maggie McKenna. Today I am the Education Director with the Permaculture Research Institute called Climate. And the project, as you've just heard, is building accessibility and infrastructure for a local food system in the Twin Cities. And we believe that urban agriculture can play an important role in building a healthy, resilient local food system, which is why we've developed a comprehensive skills-based certification program that focuses on training urban farmers that are interested in growing food for their communities and for the market. And we believe that a whole systems approach to urban agriculture can create income opportunities, integrate knowledge and expertise across diverse communities, and ultimately contribute to food security in our region. So come and join us as we talk about food security. Thanks.
Hello everyone, I'm Beth Parkill, and I'm founder of Mentor Planet. Everybody here today has really great ideas, but being a change agent and a social entrepreneur isn't easy. Being a leader can be lonely. You face daunting challenges, self-doubt, critics, and burnout. Making real progress is difficult. What if you didn't feel quite so alone? What if you had someone supporting you month after month, challenge after challenge? That's the difference that's the difference a mentor can make, as your biggest fan and your strongest advocate. Sadly, few of us have ever had one. Even Oprah, with all her talent, had a mentor in Maya Angelou. Imagine if you had a mentor and all that you could achieve. Imagine someone dedicated to help you for free. Let's make progress saving everybody's major projects today. Mentoring can change the world. Thank you.
I think we'll start with one breath.
Yeah, you can feel it in the room today. I'm Mark Anderson, this is Kathy Flaminio. Kathy and I are both educators with life experiences in music, meditation, yoga, and social work. Kathy and I, and others, many people in this room, I'm sure, perceive that our education systems reflect a cultural misunderstanding of the meaning and importance of the pursuit of happiness. In our really well-intentioned desire to create successful schools, what we often do is create students and teachers that are burned out and people that don't know who or what they are. So we seek to advance discourse in the community that advocates for wellness first-based models of education. The wisdom traditions of the world teach us that effective education works from the inside out. We seek to integrate practices into our educational culture that balance heart, body, and mind. We believe that where students and teachers are happy, they flourish. And where people flourish, there is healthy and sustainable growth. So we encourage you and invite you to join our conversation. Thank you.